After absolutely romping through the pre-season with an aggregate scoreline of 16-0 across the 3 games, we're bound to face a tougher test as we get into episode 2 of this Trent Alexander-Arnold player career mode. That tough test comes in the form of a trip to Stamford Bridge to face Chelsea in the first game of our Premier League season. Klopp went with a fairly standard 11 for the first game. We start at right back, there's a midfield trio, and then Salah, Nunez and Diaz start up front. So a difficult way to begin the Premier League season, but a chance to get off to a good start and establish ourselves as title contenders early. I think at least one trophy should be a target in year 1, and of course the Premier League would be a good one to win. Stamford Bridge is a tough place to go though, and it is the home side who start the game on the front foot, and Alisson has to make a big save to prevent them from going ahead within 5 minutes. Nicholas Jackson with the strike, and Alisson just making himself big at the near post. It's a back and forth game early though, and we do manage to work an opportunity through the middle of the pitch for Alexis McAllister, but the Chelsea goalkeeper equal to it this time. After a quiet period, the game does burst into life around the half an hour mark. We do defend well initially and manage to clear the ball, but we gift possession back to Chelsea. They work it down their left hand side and then eventually slip a ball through the middle to Nicholas Jackson, who fires past Alisson into the top corner of the net. And for a channel that prides itself on realism, that was a tough one to take. Chelsea fans still very much waiting to see something similar from Jackson in real life. It's not too long before we're bringing the pressure to Chelsea though. We make a mazy run through the middle of midfield. Eventually spread the ball out wide to Luis Diaz, who puts a cross in. The header unfortunately goes wide. Mo Salah it was in the penalty area trying to level the scoreline, but ultimately too far out to cause Sanchez any real problems. We do pressure Chelsea immediately from the kickoff though. Thiago Silva loses the ball to his namesake Thiago, who then slips the ball through to Mo Salah, and that is an easy finish for the striker. So we level the score in shortly before half time, and that will completely change Jurgen Klopp's team talk. We were on the back foot early in the game, but with a foothold now and something to possibly build on in the second half, potentially the manager will look to get more aggressive and push for the win after the break. It is Chelsea who are actually on the front foot after the half-time break though. They work a short corner through Raheem Sterling, who eventually lays it off to Nkunku on the edge of the box. He strikes towards goal, but Alisson does well to again beat the ball away at the near post for a second corner. This does leave Chelsea vulnerable to a counter-attack, and we manage to break into their half, chip the ball through to Darwin Nunez. He does bring the ball under control, but Robert Sanchez is quick off his line and smothers the ball at Nunez's feet. Chelsea managed to clear, and after a brief spell of pressure, they do manage to regain the lead. Nicholas Jackson popping up with an assist this time, laying the ball off to Christopher Nkunku, who unleashes an absolutely worldly strike from outside of the penalty area. Right-footed effort with the outside of his foot, and it just curls into the top corner, up and away from the reach of the helpless Alisson. It's frustrating to go behind, but that's the Premier League for you. Give a player just an inch of space and they can do absolutely magical things with it. Chelsea then go on to secure their victory around the 80-minute mark. They work the ball down their right-hand side with Cucurella. Nicholas Jackson again popping up in a dangerous position in the penalty area, but eventually it's pulled back to Raheem Sterling. I'm going to need you guys to let me know what you think about this goal. We were kind of caught a little bit flat-footed here. Not terribly far out of position, but just a little bit slow to react to Raheem Sterling as he picks the ball up in the penalty area, and he just slots it into the net, again past the helpless Alisson. Not much he can do there. I do feel like we let our goalkeeper down a little bit on that occasion, along with the rest of the back four. So we do end up losing 3-1 to Chelsea away from home on the opening day of the Premier League season. A difficult opposition and a difficult away day, so hopefully not too indicative of the fixtures to come and our season to come. We do have an opportunity to make amends for the loss almost immediately, with Bournemouth being our second opponents for the season. Klopp runs out the same starting 11. We are at Anfield, so a chance to enjoy some possession, to dominate the game and try and put a few goals past what is definitely a weaker opposition. That is exactly how the game begins as well. After a good period of possession early on, we play a really good ball out to the left-hand side. It's worked back into a central area where eventually Luis Diaz plays the ball through to Darwin Nunez, who absolutely fires it into the roof of the net. A great finish from a narrow angle and close range. He's so close to being a world-class striker in real life, and we do need Darwin to kick on and make strides in this career mode as well. What we don't want to see is him missing sitters like this one here. The fans can't believe it, and neither can Jurgen Klopp. It was a great opportunity to double the lead. We come even closer to doubling the lead a short time later, working the ball beautifully down the middle of the field. McAllister, Nunez, Salah all combining, and then eventually Salah slips us through. We try and pull the ball back, but it's cut out. The Bournemouth defender too slow to clear though, and again we press high, win the ball back, and it's Ryan Gravenberch who slots it into the net. This does actually go down as an assist for us. I was a little surprised to see that at the end of the game, but I'm certainly not complaining. It is another assist to add to the tally, and the first one in this Premier League season. Darwin couldn't possibly miss his next opportunity, which came just after the half-time break. He finds himself in acres of space in the penalty area, and he makes no mistake this time. I thought we might find ourselves on the score sheet a short time later. As Salah plays us through, we find ourselves in almost as much space as Darwin Nunez did, but the goalkeeper managing to make a save at his near post. We then find ourselves in a good position wide and put a really nice cross in for the substitute Cody Gakpo, who gets a header on target, but it's too far out to really trouble the goalkeeper, who makes a comfortable save. It's Diogo Jota who fails to add a fourth a short time later. He should have hit the ball first time, but instead he takes a touch. And then by the time he managed to recycle possession, Bournemouth are back in their shape, and Alexis McAllister can only hit a long-range shot, which the goalkeeper parries. So a comfortable 3-0 win over Bournemouth at Anfield, and our first points on the board for this season. It was a good team performance, good individual performance as well, and certainly something to build on as we get into the final fixture of the episode and of the month. And that final fixture comes in the form of a trip to St James's Park to take on Newcastle, so another difficult opposition. And Curtis Jones steps into the starting 11 for this game for the injured Ryan Gravenberch, who's actually out for 3 months. It's actually quite a significant loss for us, because Gravenberch has been a really key player in these opening fixtures. He's been really a key part of what we've been doing in midfield. Curtis Jones is involved almost immediately though, as he puts a good cross in towards the back post where Salah meets it with the volley. Not sure if it's blocked or saved by the goalkeeper, but either way it goes out for a corner rather than into the back of the net. It's poor defending that puts Newcastle 1-0 up though. We let the ball drop in the penalty area where Matt Targett collects. He absolutely skins us and then fires it past Alisson at the near post. It's really poor goalkeeping, but it's equally bad defending. Newcastle pile on the misery just after the half-time break though. They work the ball around the edge of our penalty area for a short time before slipping the ball through to Joel Linton, who fires past Alisson. His backline is really letting him down, really leaving him exposed at the moment, and it's something we're going to need to change if we are going to be successful this year. We knew Trent wasn't the best defender, but if we're getting skinned by the likes of Joel Linton and Matt Targett, then something is really wrong. Darwin Nunez again finds himself with an opportunity. Curtis Jones again involved, but Nunez unable to fire the ball past the Newcastle goalkeeper. We combine with Salah to play Nunez in yet again, and yet again it's saved at the near post by Nick Pope. We are looking dangerous and threatening though, and it does look like we might be able to work ourselves back into this game. We work the ball into Diogo Jota on the edge of the box, and Nick Pope makes another really good save from his shot. Ball eventually falls to us on the edge of the penalty box after the corner, and again it looks like as if we might get on the score sheet. The shot goes through a number of bodies, leaving Nick Pope unsighted for a while, but again he does manage to make a good save at his near post. And it's at this point that Jurgen Klopp realised it wouldn't be his day. We put a pinpoint cross to the back post where Luis Diaz rises and wins the header, puts it into the back of the net, but unfortunately the offside flag does go up, which means a 2-0 loss away from home in our third game of the season. It was against Newcastle, again another difficult away day, but another disappointing result nonetheless. Only 3 points from 9 to start the season. We do have some investments to cash in on after the game, so we can at least rest easy at night, knowing that the bank account is at least getting a little bigger, even if we aren't winning games. All in all though, a disappointing start to the season, but an action-packed schedule in the next episode as we move into September. And I think as we get to these more fixture congested months, I think what I'm going to do with these episodes going forward is pick about 3 games per month to play in full and show you guys the highlights of those, and then quick sim the remaining games. So in this next calendar month, I think potentially we'll quick sim this game against Aston Villa, play our European Championship qualifier against Croatia for England, probably simulate the game against Wolves as well, play our Europa League game, and then probably play one of those Premier League games as well against either West Ham or Tottenham. So we'll look forward to that in the next episode. As always, hope to see you there. Take it easy.